this is what I have come to take notice of, that the message of hope and truth is not for the dead, it's for the living. And so for those of you who, once these messages are shared, you believe that, oh, it's a hopeless situation, we might not have the way through what you're going through, I am here to tell you that once you're alive and you can hear these messages, it means it is for you. The promises that are interlaced and interwoven with whatever it is that you hear are for you. So take it, receive it, and achieve it. Welcome to Thursday evening here on TV, and Dominion TV to be precise. My name is Kokulumo, and the show is Just Ask. Well, this is where we call the safe haven, where you come in with your questions anyhow you want to ask it. We'll bring godly people to provide godly wisdom to it. And I'm excited to be here once again on a Thursday evening like this to provide once again the platform that is carefully created for you to ask any questions at all. Remember that you can also take a video of yourself and just ask the question. It could be 1 minute, 30 seconds, and drop it on the numbers on your screen. We're excited to be here and we cannot wait to take your questions. My guests are seated already. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll get into the questions, we'll get the answers, and the show begins. Stay with us. Welcome back. This is Just Ask and is on TV, and we're also streaming live on Facebook. When the conversation begins here, it ends on social media, and that's why you need to connect with us on Facebook now. Dominion TV, and of course on YouTube as well. You can also like our pages, My Dominion TV, on Twitter and Instagram. Well, I'm excited to be here this evening with two of my favorite people in the world, and they are seated here and they are ready to do justice to all your questions. Pastor Daniel DeLong joins us again. We're excited. Thank you very much for coming. Sharply dressed as always, and of course Reverend Roland Soa is here as well. Is a boys one this evening. Yeah. And we're excited to be here. These gentlemen are deep, they're intelligent, and they want to always apply godly wisdom to all that you have to share with us as by way of questions. Well, let's not waste time. Let's toss over to the very first one. When we come back, all the answers are here.
My name is Heimbofo from Ghana. Some men of God says Lucifer actually was rebellion against God, and there was war in heaven, and he was able to convince 1/3 of God's angel. Secondly, there are other men of God saying that Adam wasn't the first man created by God. I would like to know if truly Lucifer was able to convince 1/3 of the angels. What then did he say to be able to convince them? And why are men of God saying that Adam wasn't the first man created? Thank you.
If you have such examiners, who set your questions, you should know that you are failed. You are failed. But that's just by the way. It's a two-in-one, two-edged, two-headed, and so we take it one after the other. First of all, has to do with Lucifer, and I don't know whether it's the other angels that followed him to the earth. So let me start off with Pastor Osofo.
Okay, so this is the first time you are starting with me.
First time, okay. Popular request.
Anyway,
what did Lucifer say to convince 1/3 of the angels of heaven to follow him?
Okay, so the Bible did not say it explicitly.
Right.
That he picked 1/3. But theologically, if you read the Bible and you try to juxtapose all the things and by revelation and juxtapose some of the things and align them, you realize that per everything that the Lord had put together, almost 1/3 swap off, because talking about even the fallen angels, it's basically 1/3 of heaven. Now the fallen angels clearly are those who came with the devil, which is Lucifer. Now, one thing that I know that he was trying to understand what Lucifer said to convince them these angels. He didn't need to say anything. There are a lot of people, you see, there's one thing we forget. The mentee and the mentor, these things, they are things we pick up without being told. There are people who naturally dress like me in church. I haven't told them, I haven't spoken to them, I haven't said anything. By reason of sitting under me, they dress.
Okay.
There are people who talk like others because they believe in what they do, and then so they work with it. Now, let's say pastor is the chef of our father in the Lord, or our grandfather in the Lord, Archbishop Duncan Williams.
Absolutely.
He's the chef. He's been with him for over 40 years. Then he comes to tell all the workers here that, listen, there is a man called Kwachi coming to take over Action Chapel. Will you believe him or not?
Of course, I would have to.
Why?
Because this is longevity. Has been there for long, served him.
Everybody can decide not to believe any of the disciples, but when Peter speaks, there's a high possibility that people will believe him because he's the closest to Jesus. So the three archangels, which are Lucifer,